So you're interested in energy healing, but you have this little niggling thing of, so you're interested in energy healing, but you have this little niggling thing of like, okay, I can have a thought of healing, but how does it actually get down to the body? So if you've wondered that, this video is for you. Enjoy. This is Suzanne Clegg of spiritgate.com, and this is the group distance healing. You can have a glass of water nearby, and if you hold it during the session, it can be charged with healing energy. I like to taste the water before and after because it changes. And yeah, so welcome. All right, so today I want to talk about a thread. The thread between the world of spirit and the world of matter. The thread between heaven and earth. The thread between thinking and physical manifestation. In my Octave Resonance Healing Approach, which you can view on my website, spiritgate.com, I think under service. So the thread between heaven and earth, between spirit and matter, between thinking and manifesting on the physical. So like, let's say I need an umbrella, and I get it firmly in my head that I want an umbrella. I hold out my hand, and I wrap it around the air, and I think about having an umbrella appear, and no umbrella appears, okay? It just doesn't work that way, okay? If you're a very, very, very highly developed adept, you could probably get some physical manifestations going. And I like to think that I'm better than most, but even at that level, if I was going to have an umbrella appear, it would probably be a lot easier for me to use this intermediary place between the world of thought and the world of matter to mediate this manifestation. And in my Octave Resonance Healing Approach, there's two intermediate levels that we have to thread through in order to make something appear. And one is the etheric level, or the octave of life force, like your vibrancy. And the next level up would be astral, and another way for saying that is emotions and images. So it sort of has to kind of go through all this. So I can have a thought of an umbrella coming into my hand, but it'd be even better if I had a picture of a thought of an umbrella coming into my hand. It'd be even more amazing if I had a feeling of appreciation for having an umbrella in my hand. And then something needs to move in the physical world so that relationships form, so that I either go to the store and buy an umbrella, somebody hands it to me. There's like infinite ways that an umbrella could show up in my hand. And if all I really care about is the umbrella in my hand, I don't want to be managing all those ways, like, well, I'm going to go to the store, or I'm going to get my daughter to give me her umbrella. Like, you don't, if you're trying to manifest things, you don't want to manage the how. But the how is still there. It's not like it doesn't happen. It's not like the how is skipped by God or, whatever force is helping you have your umbrella. It still happens, but you're not managing it, which is this sort of surrender component. Okay, so we really don't care about umbrellas right now. What I'm caring about is healing the people and the animals whose names are on the list. And so what's the thread with all that? We're here as a group. So part of what that is group resonance. So feel into, like, just sense that you're not alone watching this video. You're here with everybody else who's watched it. If you're in the future or you're in the present with me as I'm recording it. And just notice that you can tune into the thought of that, and then you can actually feel the connectedness, if you're sensitive. Okay? And I think that a lot of us are becoming more and more sensitive. Maybe I'm just hanging out with those people. But I feel like a lot of what is given to people to try to help them connect with this level of community and like just above the physical, it's the place where the actions form. It's where the relationships form, either between the minerals, the rocks, the plants, the people, the communities, the internet, like all the connections are forming. What most people just say is acknowledge that exists or believe in it. Okay? And then the problem with that is you turn this acknowledgement into a fixed thing that actually prevents the healing from happening. Okay, so I used to dabble in Hegelian philosophy. The way he would say that is he would say you have the universal, which is, the thing that you want, in this case healing, and you have the actual healing. So you have the idea of healing, and then you have the physical healing, and you have a particular way to get to it. And most people jump to the absolute. They just focus on healing, healing, healing. And they trust that Suzanne's got it. She's a good healer, so good, put my name on the list, done. And I would suggest that if you don't have a mediation, a particular way that you're relating to that in an authentic way, that it doesn't work as well. Okay, you're still welcome to be here. It's all a process of, sorting these things out. But how can we participate in a way so that this link actually is created between heaven and earth? There's a couple of ways. One is a physical activity that you wouldn't necessarily do without, that enhances the effectiveness of this ritual. Okay, so if I say, God bless everybody on the planet, I'm sure that helps a bit, but it's probably not specific enough to really do anything more than just join with the light of the sun. And maybe, your well wishes for everybody on the planet or all beings is good, but it's maybe not as targeted as the thread that I'm trying to get so that we actually help these people whose names I've got on the computer in front of me. Something you can do is show up to this video, like we're all doing it, because if you're listening to this, you're engaged. So engaging your consciousness in the process forms a link. All right? And then the problem is that you try to do it too hard and that link actually creates a block. But if you can get a nice detached link, that's, I think, ideal. Like you want it, but you also surrender it. Yeah, you want the healing, but you don't know, you know that it's going to come through some mechanism, but you don't really know what it is. But by golly, if that mechanism involves something that you need to do, you would like to be aware of it. So if your beloved dog, whose name is on the list, is going to be helped by changing veterinarians, you'd kind of like to know that, if that's the activity that needs to happen. Or if your beloved mother is going to be helped by, eating less sugar, that thought, you'd like to be able to follow through on it and experiment and see if that doesn't just really help your mother. So these things that we do, these actions that we take, sometimes are very directly related to the issue, and sometimes they're more ceremonial or ritualistic. So there's not really a one-to-one conversation between watching a video and somebody being healed. There's usually more of a link between like changing the diet or changing the treatment strategy, right? But that's not to say that the video isn't part of this thread. Okay. And how can we since we're here doing a group distance healing, how can we create a thread that works for us, acknowledging that, somebody might get a good idea that will really make a difference, and that will be the mechanism of how the healing happens, and it might not have happened without this group distance healing. Another way is to do a ritual, do something so that you acknowledge your place in this. It's like human beings stand in the middle of heaven and earth, like we're mediators of all that. And a ritual can really help. So like I poured my glass of water and I'm charging it. A lot of people might light a candle It's like a deed that says, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that. I'm
Way for
intending
you
to enhance your own healing would be to click the link and put your own name on the form. And it's about that hard, right? And that if you do that with intention, it's kind of like lighting a candle. It's like you're saying, I am here. And you say, well, isn't surrender important? If Joseph does that, isn't that even better? It might be for you. So I'm not saying that that's not the right way for you to do it. Just saying that you got to feel into it, and you got to sense how's the best way for me to show up here. And it's not necessarily doing more. It can be doing less. So I'm just suggesting that you will be conscious of this thread. And the way I know that the thread is created is I get a click. It feels right. It feels warm and fuzzy, or it feels profoundly neutral. That works too. But it usually doesn't feel like nothing. It usually feels like there's a little bit of a flow, a little traction, something. Okay? And then I would love to hear what you say helps you create this thread between heaven and earth with this distance healing. And share that so that we can get ideas from each other of how we do this. Okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating, asking questions of each other. I love hearing your responses. I love chiming in. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.